Hello, I want to challenge you this morning. That's something that I observed in my course, of discovering or in this search for my purpose in life, business, and relationship. You see, the things that we're afraid of are actually the things that God has provided or God uses, to help us. Let me give you for example. You know, we're always afraid of death. We're afraid of death. Let me put it that way. Not afraid of the death. We're afraid of death. That yeah, we're afraid that something will die. If I start this thing, that it will die. You know, and if I start this business, it will die. If I start a relationship, it will die. You're always afraid to live. But meanwhile, God has called you to bring life to everything that seems dead. He has commanded you, to give life. You are a life-giving spirit. So anytime you confront a situation that seems dead, you ought not to be afraid. Because that's the reason why God created you. He wants you to even raise the dead. He wants you to give life to the dead. Then secondly, we're always afraid of questions. We don't want to be asked some questions. We are afraid of questions. But meanwhile, we are created to provide answers to questions. People run away, from questions. They don't want to be asked any question. Like if you understand, you if you for example you're writing an exam, how do you feel when you see the questions? If you go for interview, how do you feel? Meanwhile, God has created you to provide answers to questions. And lastly, one other thing that we're afraid of is problems. Problems. We're afraid of problems. We don't want problems. We don't want wahala. If you even look the world around us now, there's so many wahala, so many problems, so many obstacles, so many challenges. People are fainting. People are losing their hearts because they are afraid. But meanwhile, God has created you to provide solution. Most businesses that you see around today that are doing very well, they are providing solutions. And because they are providing solutions, people are patronizing them. You see, it is the devil that uses fear, to deprive you of your rights and benefits in God. If you know these things, that you were created to give life, you were created to provide answers to questions, even difficult questions, that you were created, to provide solutions to problems, you will enjoy this life, and in the time to come, you will have abundant life. I want you to ponder this. Do have a nice day.